Good morning. Good morning to the triad area of Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, or Fort Liberty, and the wonderful town of Spring Lake. I am your host on this wonderful day. As we know it today as President's Day, and we're so happy to have you all join with us as we come to you from the radio station known for its information and inspiration. Truly, we are inspired on this morning to be here by the grace of God and His blessings to each of us. And before I get too far into the program, I want to acknowledge Dr. Carl Brinkley. I don't recall ever having introduced him as a very important part of this radio show and this network, but forgive me, sir, for not identifying you by your name and your reputation and your goodness and your heart. You're the man behind the man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Okay, we have a few things in store for you today, and I don't know if I want to throw you out a trivia question before we start, but the trivia question would have to do with the President's Day. So let me try it before we introduce our guest this morning. This president was known by the name Tricky Dick. I don't know if that's the way to start off the show, but anybody in the audience, you may be young enough to know who I'm talking about. And the reason he was called Tricky Dick was because of the various things that he did that were so controversial in the political arena. That man was full of tricks. So if you feel like dialing in, answering that question, that might be a surprise for you. But remember now, if I'm talking about Tricky Dick, you might be tricked on this one.
Okay.
But there's a more important question. And those of you who are listening, I believe I might know your answer. Who is your most popular president of the United States? Now, if you want to agree with me, I'll tell you who mine is,
right.
But I want to know who yours is. All right? Okay. So now, the thing about President's Day is that this day has much of the same reasons as Valentine's Day, your birthday, July 4th, January 1, all of it have the same basic principle, and that is these days and times are celebrated for a couple of reasons. One being that those who operate businesses, that's their way of increasing their revenue, because they will have a sale to attract people to the stores and get them involved in spending your money. And you also know that as soon as one holiday is over, before midnight, the stores are redecorated with the upcoming holiday. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk more about that as we as the program goes on. But my primary purpose today is to let you know that one day I was at one of the elementary schools in Spring Lake, and I saw an outstanding young man, and he was doing a wonderful job with the students. But I'm not going to tell you what I saw him do. I'm going to let him talk to you about who he is, what he does, and you'll understand his impact at that school. So without further ado, I'm going to let my guest introduce himself, because really nobody knows him any better than he knows himself. So take it away, sir.
Outstanding. Thank you very much, Brother Mayor. And first of all, we want to give honor to God. We thank God for open doors.
Yes.
We thank God for platforms. And what Sandy and her husband are doing here is awesome. I remember this building years ago when I used to clean it when Dr. Shorter was the director. And when I walked in this morning, I looked around and I was like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
And then I started seeing all this. So it's just a blessing to be back here. on this level. Again, we thank God for platforms. We render honor to whom honor is due. My spiritual leaders, my administrative leaders at the school, Dr. Fenner. We thank God for you, sir.
Yes.
Thank God for you, sir. Being behind the scenes, I remember saying to you earlier, I said, wow, if only people saw this. Because a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes type of things that go on to make things like this go great, especially like ministry. But I'm Mr. Lewis. First name is Michael. I'm a head custodian at William T. Brown Elementary School. And I was pondering over the weekend when you asked me to come out. And the one thing I pondered the most was how the Lord allowed you to see something. Because true enough, people may not know that you do the same thing.
Yes.
You're always in our building judging one of our contests, whether it be the Pine Cone contest or winter contest. But more importantly, you mentor the young kids. We'll put together a room or empty classroom if we have them for you. You come up and you visit your grandchildren. So we're just thankful because that is the example that's been set.
Yes.
I've been at W.T. Brown now for 15 years. I work in the capacity of head custodian. And what that entails is basically you're the right-hand person to your principal.
Yes.
We do all the ins and the outs of what's going on in the building, keeping it up to fire code, health inspectors, keeping it clean, all them things. But more importantly, as my role for custodian grew and I became more comfortable in doing my job, I have been asked by my leaders to mentor some of the young kids or go check on them while the teachers are pulling their hair out sometimes. And so I find myself going down there. But what you witnessed that day reminds me of the breakfast table. It reminds me of the dinner table. And one of the things people always say to me in our country, that's missing, where everybody get around the table and find out what's going on in our children's lives for that day. Yes. And so when I'm in the cafeteria where you was that day, I'm always walking in between the tables, checking on the children. They'll come and give you a hug, and so I'm thanking God for that capacity. But more importantly, what happens with the children when they grow up?
Yes. Because
they will grow up. But I will be honest, and before I could do that, I had to learn my job.
Yes.
When you know your job and you know how to use your equipment, and the people can come back after a summer break and see that school looking immaculate. Number one, I didn't do it by myself. So even while I'm being thankful for people, I'm thankful for the custodians. I'm thankful for the staff and the teachers because, now, Mayor, I'll tell you now, if I start weeping because it's from the bottom of my heart, because I know that I did not get here by myself.
And what I saw, it touched my heart.
Yes, sir.
And it allowed me, what I saw allowed me to say, I can expand, the guest here. And let me point this out. I know you're going to say it.
Go ahead, sir.
But, whenever one goes to a place,
yes,
whether it be a building, a city, or wherever it might be, there's what you call the curb appeal.
Yes, sir.
Now,
yes,
what
sir.
one see upon first sight,
that's right.
They will remember that.
You're absolutely right.
And what they see first sight and the way things are and how beautiful things may be, that has such a great impact that they're inclined to say, this is what this place is about. Mm-hmm. And when it's appealing to the eye mm-hmm. and then to the heart,
yes,
people want to embrace it, people want to settle there. And so anytime I've gone to W.T. Brown.
Yes, sir.
And many days I don't go according to a schedule mm-hmm. in terms of times or days, and sometimes I go because I know I'm invited, and I always see a beautiful campus, mm-hmm. And this goes back to my time when I served as an assistant principal, and there were things that I was in charge of.
Yes, sir.
In my role, and so one of the things that I heard Dr. Brown say in a meeting years ago somewhere is that nobody wants to come to a place where the blinds are missing.
That's right.
Where windows are broken.
That's right.
And where things are going on that we're all ashamed of. So
yes.
you're a mentor. was my mentor as well, Dr.
Yes.
William T. Brown.
Yes.
And it is such an honor to have that school named after him because of his influence. But getting back to what I saw one day in the cafeteria, visiting my grandkids, my great-grandkids,
Yes, sir.
is that you were approaching kids,
Yes, sir.
asking them questions.
Yes, sir.
I said, wow, you have expanded your role,
Yes, sir.
not just as the head custodian,
Yes, sir.
but now as a mentor, as a teacher, as a questioner, allowing kids to think and to reason.
That's right.
And that really impressed me.
Yes, sir.
Because of the fact that, you know, sometimes when we're doing things and someone comes up with a totally different concept, a totally different way of dealing with their children, that really impressed me.
Yes, sir.
And I thought at that moment, now I'm going to ask Dr. Fenner
That's right.
if it's a school day, but
Right.
this happened to be a holiday.
It did. It was. Yes, sir.
And when
Yes,
I
sir.
asked her, she said, no problem, no problem.
Yes, sir.
And the one thing I find that impresses me again is that Dr. Fenner always called her charge her babies.
That's true.
And I think you have picked that up as well.
That is.
Now,
That is true.
Now, and things that really impress
That is
me,
true.
because as we go on, we're going to find out, or we will talk about, just how important what you do in your everyday life into the life of a child.
Yes, right.
So now,
Yeah.
I might have said all I'm going to
Now,
say
you got me
today.
excited on that one because that's rehearsed to our hearing on a daily basis.
Yes, yes.
You know, even in the bottom of her emails for the weekly agenda.
Yes,
And taking care of the babies.
the baby.
You know, and she's very serious about that.
Yes.
As well as contacting the parents.
Yes.
You know, because oftentimes we don't see who see us. For example, I never saw you watching me. You know, I was busy watching you as
Yeah.
you move throughout the building.
Yes, sir.
But my principal is very serious about that.
Yes.
But her number one pet peeve when it comes to the children, which allow us to do what we do inside of our capacities of responsibility, is the village concept.
Yes, yes.
And the village concept entails everyone. So in a natural neighborhood, you're going to have a carpenter, a plumber.
Yes, yes.
You're going to have somebody who does roofing, educators. And so in a community, it takes everyone.
Yeah.
Back in the day, people would tell you if they got in trouble that by the time they got home, they would get another spanking
Yes.
because everybody in the neighborhood knew
about
and they
it,
held
yes.
you accountable.
Yes, sir.
But I'm also thankful for my principal for lateral authority.
Yes.
Because oftentimes people can misconstrue things, and I let them know, no, I'm just a head custodian. My principal allows me to be able to do this.
Yes, yes.
She trusts me. I've been with Dr. Fenner now probably 13 and a half, 14 years. Going back to Dr. W.T. Brown, because this is where the seed was planted. When I came into the door as a head custodian, I didn't know what that entailed.
Yes.
I just knew I met the qualifications. The Spirit of the Lord was on me to go do this. And so Dr. W.T. Brown one day saw me. I saw him in the hallway talking to some teachers. And I just said, excuse me, sir. I said, my name is Mr. Lewis. I'm the head custodian. I just wanted to say hello. And you should have saw him. He looked at the teachers. He said, excuse me, I'll talk to you later. And he pulled me aside by those front doors. And he began to explain to me the importance of a head custodian.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to a lot of people, they don't know the title. They probably just say janitor
Yeah.
or something. And you can say those kind of words, but it kind of make it go down a little bit.
Right.
But when you say the term head custodian or lead custodian, it adds to it responsibility.
Yes, yes.
We're responsible for so many $1 million of equipment in that building. And I can honestly say over the last 15 years, nothing has gone missing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Praise God for that. But also the safety and the security of the building. When I first started, again, not knowing what to do, my former principal, who helped me become a better head custodian for Dr. Fenner now, she said to me one day, she says, Dr. Hill wants to talk to you. Mm-hmm. And I knew Dr. Hill because my stepdaughter was in her school at Ferguson easily. Yes. So I'm wondering what is going on here. And so I get over there. And when I get over to her school, she was at Howard Hall. And I was sitting down waiting, nervously shaking. And all of a sudden, she said, come on in here. Right? And you know that's her. She said, what's going on over there? And I told her, I said, ma'am, I said, I'm trying to figure it out.
Yes.
I said, I'm failing inspections, and I don't know what's going on. No pity party.
Right.
She looked at me. She said, look at me. She said, take charge of your school.
Take charge.
That's your school. Take charge of that school.
Yes,
She said it about 3 or 4 times.
Ownership.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And then when she finished, she looked at me. She said, anything else? I said, no, ma'am. She said, okay, have a good day. And from that day, I look at where I'm at today.
Yes.
Because it helped me become a better leader for my principal.
Yes, yes.
Today, we oftentimes don't see what we are going through to prepare us for the next level. But they were prepared, like you were saying, take ownership.
Yes.
And my principal, she needs that.
Yes.
She has her hands full every day.
Yes, yes.
Her and my assistant principal, with the goings on in the building. And I don't know how many principals get they just do and thank yous and all that, but I see it.
Yes.
I have to be careful because I've been with her so long that I can want to do something, retaliate or something, because I don't, when you have your leader, you don't want nobody touching your leader.
That's right.
And I've learned that through ministry as well.
Because she takes care of you all.
She
as well.
does.
Yes, sir.
My principal, she say, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna chew. She gonna do that, right? But I know she loves them children.
Yeah.
And truly they are her babies. Now she holds us all to a high standard,
Yeah.
which is fine. That's awesome. She holds her teachers to a high standard, sir.
Yeah.
And you know this.
Yeah.
We're not just saying this because we're on this. We know it. We know
That's
Dr.
right.
Fenner.
That's right.
And so at the end of the day, she's very serious about their academic learning. We do have some mentor programs in the building. One of them started back up this year. Dr. Bryan and our military liaison, they're holding that down. But in the past, Dr. Fenner had young women, young ladies, or women of distinction,
Yes.
and we had the young men of leadership.
Yes.
And we're starting to see that grow, but her primary purpose now and focus is academics.
Academics.
So she'll give me some multiplication cards. I'll go around the building asking multiplication questions to the kids. She goes around with her card. And when you saw me in the cafeteria, I'm building a relationship.
That's right.
Something I've learned a long time ago in my readings, rules without relationships equals rebellion.
Yes.
And so I picked that teaching up from a book I've read, and it sticks with me.
Yes.
So what you see is the relationship building with them children.
Yes.
I can honestly tell you, I have eaten a lot of crow.
Yes.
I have had to go back and apologize to children for either assuming something wrong or guessing something
Yes,
wrong.
yes.
And I think there, the children say, wow, because I would explain to them, we're grown, but we make mistakes
Yes.
too.
Yes. Yes.
You're going to make mistakes. And being at the dinner table, I said earlier, or the breakfast table, you build that relationship around them with food. And that's one of my I love to see children eat. That's one of my primary focuses. I love to see the children eat.
Yes.
Because I come from poverty. So at the end of the day, when I see children eating, I know at least they're getting that balanced meal. Their head going to be right for learning.
Right.
And we can do what we have to do inside the building.
And the food is nutritional.
It is.
A lot of nutritional
yeah.
value. I mean, even when I go and talk to my children who I have the relationship with, I can demand
Yes.
that they finish their plates.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
I can
That's a
demand
good
that
point.
they eat properly.
That's correct.
I can demand that they pick up what they dropped.
Yes.
And I think you and what I saw with you, your kids, I saw one or two drop something on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and I've often seen children drop it and think it's somebody else's responsibility to pick
Absolutely.
it up.
Absolutely.
Yours didn't do that.
No,
it
sir.
was they dropped it.
That's right.
It was their responsibility to help you
That's right.
keep your environment clean.
That's right.
And the work that you do above reproach.
That's
and
right.
they will go and pick up.
That's right.
Get the broom or whatever, the dustpan.
That's right.
And go pick it up.
That's right.
And I really like that because so many times, even adults, well, I didn't put it there.
Yes, sir.
And they felt
Yes,
like, well, it ain't my responsibility. But it is.
It is the responsibility.
Because we did harm to the environment
Yes.
that you're trying to improve.
Yeah, and keep
and
clean.
That and to keep clean.
That's correct.
And so, yeah.
And for safety's sake as well.
And safety.
Somebody can slip and fall.
Absolutely. And then somebody may be in, I hope not, but somebody may be in a world of hurt if a child is seriously hurt.
And that's right.
Somebody
right.
didn't pick up something
That's right.
that they dropped, or no one else came behind them to
That's
pick it
correct.
up and help them out of that situation. Yeah.
And
So-
as you notice too, also in some of the elementary schools, we don't have a lot of men. So for
Absolutely.
me, it's
Yes.
it's like the father in the home with the mother,
Yes.
so to speak.
Yes,
That
sir.
concept.
Yes.
The reinforcement.
The reinforcement.
Because our teachers are doing the best they can.
Yes.
And it's more like a reinforcement and just teaching them responsibility, like you said, because it's necessary that they see both and they get it. And I think it's shaping them.
Yes.
It's kind of shaping them up.
Absolutely.
They don't see it from one side.
And now let me make sure that we understand this too. Now, we're not talking about what other schools are doing.
Absolutely.
And other custodians are
Okay,
doing.
okay.
We're not knocking them.
Okay.
If they're doing as you have modeled, well and good.
Okay, sir.
Now the work of Dr. Brown has reached not just one school,
Yes.
but every
Yes.
school in the
Yes.
in the entire system.
Yes, sir.
And that's not just elementary schools,
Yes, sir.
but middle schools and high schools. So
That's correct.
So the saying that some plant,
That's right.
right? Some water.
That's correct.
So no matter whether you're planting or watering, the increase
That's
is,
right.
is going to come from God Almighty.
Absolutely.
And so
Man.
our idea here is not to
Diminish.
cast dispersions
That's right. That's
upon
right.
any school.
That's right. That's right.
But to say,
That's
if
right.
you're doing this, then I hope that we will do what I tried to do when I was a principal years ago, an
Yes, sir.
assistant principal. Give honor where honor is due.
Thank you so much.
Your environment is immaculate, well kept.
Yes, sir.
Your grass is kept.
Yes, sir.
The sand is swept up so
Yes.
that you don't track it into the building, which
Yes, sir.
will cause those polished floors to
Yes.
lose their gleam.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
yeah, so you're on point, and I appreciate you sharing with us your passion.
Yes,
your
sir.
passion.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think Dr. Brinkley's here. He only he doesn't interrupt. I'm sorry, but he knows that the bills have to be paid, right?
Absolutely.
And that means what? Some commercials or some information has to be put out, right, Doctor?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Let us hear from you. Okay.
Can I get a witness here tonight?
I'm Apostle Georgia Walker of New Hope Gospel Ministries Incorporated, 1059 Southern Avenue. You're listening to Wake Up.
The search for Nancy Guthrie is focusing on clothing worn by the suspect seen on surveillance video at Nancy Guthrie's house the night of her disappearance. No progress yet to reopen the partially shut down government, now the third shutdown of President Trump's current term. Governor Josh Stein was at Appalachian Ski Mountain, Beach Mountain, and Sugar Mountain over the weekend to highlight the winter sports industry. Drought conditions have worsened across North Carolina amid record low rainfall for many areas across the past 6 months, with 3 counties now experiencing extreme drought, most counties experiencing moderate or severe drought. Measles exposures are on the rise in North Carolina, with exposures now confirmed in the western and central parts of the state. Wendy's is closing several hundred U.S. restaurants and increasing its focus on value meals. Mike Rayleigh, NCI News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. Cumberland County Schools Family Engagement on Demand is presenting Math Made Easy, supporting financial literacy. This is Wednesday, February 19th at 6 p.m. Join us for practical strategies for important financial literacy concepts to make smart money decisions. The county team members are excited to join local organizations at Cape Fear Valley Mobile Integrated Healthcare Outreach Event. That is February 19th, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Kingdom Impact Global Ministries, Inc. That is at 2503 Murchison Road in Fayetteville. Partnerships like these help us connect directly with the community and share important resources. Early voting for the primary election is now open in Cumberland County. Skip the lines, cast your ballot ahead of Election Day on Tuesday, March 3rd. You can view early voting locations, dates, and times by clicking on the link that is up on the county's Facebook page. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Monday, President's Day, starting out a little on the chilly side, maybe some patchy fog in the wake of yesterday's soaking storm system. That was some needed rain out there. Heading into the afternoon, we're still mostly cloudy, temperatures peaking in the 50s. Overnight, however, the sky clearing out, patchy fog, temperatures mid-30s Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, mostly sunny and warmer, high temperatures in the middle 60s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the Weather Center.
Wake up, catch the vision, join the team. This is Pastor Reginald Johnston of My Father's House Christian Church right here in Fayetteville. We want you to wake up and join the team. Behold, how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It's good when we come together. We're one body, many parts. We desire that you wake up and join the team. It's good to be a part of Wake Up. Wake up, join the team. We will see you in Jesus' name. God bless you.
Hi, I'm Mitch Colvin, president of Colvin Funeral Home and Crematory. For over 50 years, our family has provided professional services with dignity, compassion, and respect with families during a time of need. We realize funeral services are as unique as those we're honoring. We offer a variety of affordable, quality services tailored to meet each family's needs, specializing in burial and cremation services. Proudly servicing Cumberland, Robeson, Hoke, Harnett, Bladen, and surrounding counties from 2 locations, 2010 Murchison Road, Fayetteville, 1904 Elizabethtown Road, Lumberton. For more information, visit our website, www.hmcolvin.com.
When leadership works for the people, communities grow. That's why I'm stepping up. This is Terry Thomas, candidate for County Commissioner District 1. Public safety, youth opportunities, growing our economy, dignity for families and seniors, and clean, safe water. These aren't just talking points. I believe in transparent, people-focused leadership. Please vote Terry Thomas, a reliable voice for Cumberland County. Paid for by the committee to elect Terry Thomas.
Deliverance and Praise Churches of Worship, Apostle James A. McDonough, 2118 Owen Drive. You're listening to Wake.
This is Sarah Alford, and I am the pastor of Joy Fellowship Outreach Ministry located at 18336 Highway 87 West, Tar Heel, North Carolina. And I am excited to be a part of Wake Up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Can I get a witness here tonight?
You all do remember the parable of the lost son. When that young man found himself in the pig pen, realized that even his father's slaves had something to eat. And the brother who was in the field came back to the house with an attitude. Lord have mercy. And the father said one thing that we should all remember. Your brother was once lost, but now he's found.
Absolutely.
He was blind, but now he sees. Why and how did all that happen? Because of God's grace. But now there's something else added to his grace. That is his amazing grace. Hallelujah. Amazing grace. When you think about it, sometimes we take it for granted. But it is so amazing that it just flows on us. We don't sometimes know how. Sometimes we may not even appreciate it. Thank you, Doctor. God's amazing grace. Now, the one thing that we started the show with was that, who is your favorite president? I listened this morning to a little bit of Amazing Grace as a young man was doing a eulogy in Charleston, South Carolina. He didn't have the voice of Aretha, but when he sung it, all the bishops behind him, everybody else in church, that man set it afire.
They were weeping, huh? Wow.
I said, look, I don't sing any better than he does.
Right.
And he doesn't sing any better than I do. But that Amazing Grace, when President Barack Obama broke out with it, I think he set it on fire, brother. Nobody expected it. But that lives with me still today. Amazing Grace. He didn't sing but one stanza. But the words Amazing Grace many times says all we need to hear.
That's true.
Because with grace, we hadn't earned it.
Right.
We couldn't pay for it. It was a gift. And the thing about it, it met him, me, you, when we woke up this morning.
Absolutely.
If we walk out of this door right now, if God gives us the grace to walk out that door, outside the door would be what? Amazing Grace. All we have to do is step into it. Lord have mercy.
That's some powerful stuff right there.
And the thing about this being President's Day, we can certainly honor one who was great in his own right. Because one day he walked out to, I think, a press conference in a tan suit. It didn't bother him. It bothered everybody else.
Wow.
But he had the grace to not let it bother him. He didn't take his coat off and his tie off. He strutted that thing.
Okay. All right.
Man criticized because he steps out in a nice tan suit. It wasn't wintertime. I mean, he wasn't underdressed or overdressed. All right. Let me find another president here that we can say something about.
Yes,
Oh. There's this program called Habitat for Humanity. When Jimmy Carter left office, he didn't go to the house and moan or throw a pity party because he was not reelected. He went and joined in and helped build this Habitat for Humanity, affordable homes, where neighbors are building and helping neighbors find better homes, better places to stay, better places to raise their family. And I'm going to talk about one more.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can tell me, listening audience, who was it that said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Who remember who said that?
Uh-oh.
Anybody remember?
Got to use those three initials, huh?
JFK.
JFK. That's right.
So listen.
That's right.
America has had some wonderful presidents. And I pray that we will continue to have wonderful presidents, not one who wants to be a king, not one who wants to call everybody all kinds of names, but one would show the love of God, not just talk about a wear a hat, talking about he's this or that,
Yes, sir.
but to show that he's truly a son of God and he believes in all people.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Can we move on?
Yes, sir.
All right, back to Brother Lewis.
Yes, sir.
We were talking during the break, and is it okay to use the name Geronimo? Because that was the student's name, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Well, tell us a little bit about him and
Geronimo. Yes, sir. Geronimo, I won't say trouble student, a little boy.
Yes.
Trying to find himself.
Yes.
In his own frustration.
Yes, sir.
And several years ago, because I believe Dad told me this weekend, I think he's 23. So I've been there 15 years. So we're talking about maybe 14, 15 years.
Yes, sir.
13 years ago. So, but stayed coming to the office. Geronimo. And I was sharing with you through the break that this Saturday past, I was up at the school replacing all the ceiling tile.
This past Saturday?
Yes, this past
How
Saturday.
many years ago was that?
Now,
that you first met? This year?
It's been about 14 years.
14 years?
Yeah, about 14,
Okay.
13 or 14 years
Okay.
since Geronimo been at the school, because he's a grown man now.
Yes.
And so Saturday, I was up at the school early, changing all the ceiling tile to get ready for my principal's meeting on tomorrow.
Yes.
And so something got on me to get in a hurry. So I did. I got in a hurry and I finished up everything, because she liked the stuff to be right.
Yes.
And then I had this sense of urgency to get on down to the gas station. And when I did, I crossed paths with Geronimo's dad.
Yes.
And I said, "Oh man, how you doing?" He was like, "How you doing?" And we was just in the line talking. He got out of the line, and we were just talking in the gas station. And I'm like, "How was everybody?" And he was like, "Man, Geronimo has changed." I said, "Really? How's he doing?"
Yeah.
He said, "We put him in the 10th grade, right? And they automatically had to move him to the 12th grade." Well, you know, when a child is in elementary school, you're trying to figure out what kind of path they're going to go down.
Yes.
Because some of them can be, you know, a little rough.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, he said, "I'm going to get him on the phone." So he dials, his daughter picks up, who was at the school as well.
Right.
And then Geronimo, he said, "Where y'all at?" And he said, "We on the way, Dad," this, that, and the other. Finally, they came to the gas station.
Uh-huh.
He got out the truck, and I just started weeping.
Yes.
And I looked at Geronimo. And when I looked at Geronimo and his sisters, they got children now and all this, I looked at his daddy. Number one, I thank you, Dad,
Yes.
for being with them, because their dad's presence in the building was constant.
Yes.
And
yes.
I looked at Geronimo, and all of a
for
sudden,
disciplinary reasons.
not for disciplinary reasons, he just was very active in their
Oh,
lives.
okay, an active
You know,
parent.
yeah.
Okay,
And,
okay.
you know, we have a lot of fathers that do that.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And I was just looking, and all of a sudden, I looked at that, and I told him this. I say, "See, this is why we don't give up on children."
Amen. Amen.
Because we could have let people speak the wrong thing over Geronimo.
Yes, yes.
But one thing I can say about our school, we love them babies now.
Yes, sir.
And so we continue to love Geronimo.
Yes,
Continue.
yes.
Some 14, 15 years later, he's a grown man.
Yes.
He had took off his sweater. I'm looking at this guy's going to be an MMA fighter or something, MMA fighter or something.
Yes, yes.
But when I made the statement, this is why we don't give up on children, all he could do was just well up a little bit.
Yes.
Because he know, coming up through the ranks, this is what it was. But when I look at him now, and all I could see is Geronimo's face when he was a little kid with that curly hair.
Yes.
And he was one of those ones
Yes.
that we did not give up on.
All right.
And look what he's doing now.
Yes, yes, yes,
It's just
yes.
so awesome.
That's an amazing story.
It is, just this weekend past.
And I'm a little bit older than you.
Yes, sir.
And well, that's because I've been on Earth longer.
Yes, sir.
But I had a young lady who I taught when she was in 9th grade at Spring Lake Junior High. You know, it used to be Spring Lake Junior High. And she said, "Mr. Dobbins, I just want to make it a habit of going by, finding my teachers,
Wow.
and letting them know how much she appreciated all of her teachers. Of course, some are deceased. I can think of at least 3 that we were peers at that time who are no longer here. But she's an educator right here in Spring Lake, born and raised in Spring Lake, and her desire to me was, I want to stay here as long as I'm in the field of education.
Outstanding.
So it just says and reinforces what you said. You know, when we have relationship with kids,
Yes.
they will come back and let you know.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I tell people at the building all the time, they will remember us before we remember them.
Absolutely.
You
Yes,
know?
yes, yes.
And that is a true statement.
Yes, yes.
I have one kid, watched him come up through the ranks at the school, never gave me no problems. Mom and dad, very, very, very active in their lives. And because he has a little brother that went there as well. But every summer, when we're getting the building ready for open house, he made his way to find Mr. Lewis,
All
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And no matter where I was, well, the last particular summer, I was out cutting the grass with my supervisor,
Yes.
Mr. Godwin. And he was looking all over the building. We're looking all over the building. And he heard us out in the back. And he found me and came and gave me a big hug.
Yes.
Of course, you know, you're going to well up and everything and teary-eyed and all. But I've always told his mom and daddy, I said, I thank y'all very much for allowing me to be a part of your children's lives.
Absolutely.
Because y'all raise them a certain way.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
God forbid I would say anything that is not conducive to what you're speaking at home. And I always encourage them all. Well, the same kid, daddy came back with the testimony. He said, guess what? He has a free ride 4 years to North Carolina State University.
All right.
He's
all
up
right,
in North Carolina
all right,
State right
all
now.
right, yeah,
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
And they'll find you. My principal and I, we partner with NC Works.
Yes.
It's the summer youth program off of McPherson Church Road.
Yes, sir.
And what we do is we go and get the children 16 to 18 years old.
Right.
And we bring them in the building.
Yeah.
And they help us get the building clean. One of the first things I teach them was the respect for authority. So I'll gather them together, allow my principal to come in. Well, not allow her. She comes in
Yeah.
and speaks to them, and I let them know this is the principal.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I'm up under her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what that entails is while she's busy doing administrative stuff, she's trusting me to make sure they're safe while we're going through the building and clean.
Absolutely.
We've been partnering with them now, like I said, it's about 13 years now,
Yeah.
14 years. And first thing I teach them is when they get their paycheck, is to give your mama some of that money.
Yes, yes, yes.
Your mother is your first savings account.
That's right.
It may not be enough to do this, but you say, here, mama.
Yes.
You know, because most parents, they're going to tuck it away because you're going to need shoes when school starts and all that. But that's something that we also do at the school when it comes into the area or the arena of mentoring, is that we partner with NC Works so that we are teaching these children how to build a work ethic.
Yes, yes.
You're born with your mom's eyes, their hair, and all that,
Right.
but you're not born with a work ethic.
Yeah.
That has to be taught. And I tell them jokingly, I say, now listen, when y'all leave here, you're going to have man bumps. And they go, what's that? I say, calluses. Because in the old days, when a
Never
man
heard of
shake your, when they shake your hand, they want to feel something.
Yeah, yeah,
See, this man can go to work, you know.
Yeah.
Because generation things have changed.
Yes.
You know. But to piggyback off what you were saying about the curb appeal, I was talking to you on Saturday, and one of my pet peeves, well, I won't say a pet peeve, but one of my heart's desires is when people pull up to our campus, they want to pull out their 9-hour.
Yes. Yes.
Because the golf courses are pristine.
Yes. Yes.
And when, if somebody come up to my campus and they don't pull out their 9-hour, I'm like, something is wrong.
Something is wrong.
Yeah, something is wrong. Because we like to keep it tidy.
Now,
Go ahead.
Is that on the back side of the building? Yeah, behind. Where is it? I've only come in the front.
Okay. So the front side of the building is the first thing we see. So I always tell people, when you come in through that stop sign,
Yes, sir.
you see the marquee.
Right,
That's the
right.
beginning of W.T. Brown.
Right,
It's
right.
going to what you said, the curb appeal Dr. W.T. Brown was talking about.
Yes.
That's the first impression.
Right.
However, in the backyard back there,
Okay.
it is so big. I mean, you got to see it. It's like little kids can run forever and
Yes,
just
yeah.
jump and play.
Okay,
And it's
okay.
well taken care of. Back there is where we do our field day.
Yes,
And our coach, Coach B, she does a great job of setting that up. When you come back there for field day, it reminds me of All-American Week on Fort Bragg.
Okay.
You know, because, you know, I'm like, wow. And she does it strategically, methodically, and I'm telling you, it is awesome.
Okay.
You know, so we have a beautiful campus.
I got to go back there. And
Oh,
see.
Mr. Mayor.
I apologize because I've only stayed in the front half of the
okay.
building.
That's okay.
And then when I leave by the same way I came in. So I'm going to come
Yes.
and check out the golf course.
Yes, sir. Things have gotten better now.
Yes, sir.
Through Cumberland County Schools, it's hard to keep those positions filled custodial-wise.
Yes.
For one reason or another. So we have contractors. The one thing I am happy about, because I've met the contractors, talked to them because I had to open up Lillian Black
Yeah.
to make sure it was ready. So I had a chance to meet them.
Yes.
And one of the things I've told them, when you can't make it, we're going to call one another and we'll talk.
Yes, yes.
Because there are things they weren't privy to, like open house and things of that nature. But one of the things I love the most about the crew that we have, they've taken ownership of W.T. Brown.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because the first thing a head custodian gonna do is observe how another person do their yard.
Yes.
And I wouldn't have been no different because I did. And I saw some things and I'm like, you know what? They was trying to do it, check the block. All of a sudden, I can tell by the way they cut the yard, they love that campus.
All right. Wonderful.
They love that campus.
Yes, yes,
There's a like-mindedness there.
Yes.
You know, and I'm like, I don't even bother them. It's an insult to their intelligence for me to stop them. If they need me to open up a gate, I'll open up a gate somewhere. But other than that, I don't mess with them. And they come through and they do a mighty fine job. As a matter of fact, they were there last week. And so I'm just excited about that, which take a lot of responsibility off myself, but due to the shortages and staff-wise, you know. Because like my principal always said, it takes everybody.
Yes.
You know.
The village.
It does.
Yes,
The
sir.
village takes everybody.
Yes.
You know, but also I'm very thankful for our teachers.
Yes, absolutely.
Most people don't see the ins and out of that, but I'm also thankful for the teachers that allow me to deal with their children.
Yes, yes, yes.
When you're dealing with third grade, fourth grade, and fifth grade, there's no time for a lot of play.
Yes.
You know, most of my time is spent with the second grade and below. But when I am over in that area, I instill to them children the importance of getting their education.
Yes. Yes.
Because, you know, a lot of them come from some very dilapidated backgrounds.
Yes.
And so my teaching to them is to educate yourself out of your situation.
Yes, yes.
Because they have so much frustration. They have so much they want to say. Yes. They just don't understand time and place. But I'm thankful for our teachers because they allow me to intervene with the children. They'll say, Mr. Lewis, can you come in here and talk to them? And I'm always dealing with them on a different hook, sir.
Yes,
So
yes.
you coming from the administrative part in education, in your 6-point lesson plan, you have what's called the hook.
Yes.
And that is the part of the academic process where you get the children engaged to teach a particular subject.
Yes, yes.
Today's modern students, in my opinion, the hook, life skills.
Yes.
Life skills.
Yes.
Because they're so advanced through technology, you know. So I always talk to them about real life. And you can tell when it's starting to get a little overwhelming because, you know, they're sunken down a little bit. And we don't want them to feel ashamed. But once we do that, and I have to be honest with you, I'm always reminded of Ezekiel.
Yes.
When he sat down by the river of Chabar, and he sat where the people sat. It was there he understood their plight.
Yes.
And that's when the Lord came like a fiery wind and a hand came out.
Yes.
And in it was a scroll. Now he was told to eat it. He said, now it's going to be sweet to the taste, but bitter to your belly.
Yes.
And when you sit, jeez, when you sit where the people sit
Yes.
in education, and you see what these children come from every day,
Yes.
and you smell it, you see it, but you look beyond all of that,
Yes.
and you educate the whole child.
The whole child.
I understand the
Yes,
plight.
sir. Yes, sir.
I understand the plight. And that by itself, like the woman you was talking about, always wanting to be in Spring Lake, that is the anchor. Because when you get involved in education, you got to mean it.
That's right.
You can't do this just for a paycheck. And everybody that comes on board, and if you're not ready to roll, every day we come to work, we have our sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
And I call it a hard hat area.
Yes, sir.
It's real up in them hallways. To get a child to where we can see Geronimo.
Yeah.
It is real. And a lot of people may not understand that. They may not. But to those of us who are actively involved, we know what it takes to get a child to that certain destination where other people around them can enjoy that.
That's right.
Because it was a process, and a process indeed, sir. Excuse me.
So as we close,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, as we close, a couple of things. I always have believed, love what you do.
Yes, sir.
And then do what you love.
That's correct.
See, when you got that combination, I was an educator for 40 years.
Wow.
Now,
I didn't know
sometimes I had to work during the summer to get me more money to support my family.
Wow.
Because honestly, teaching and education did not fully do the job, but I loved it enough.
That's right.
To do what I love, and I love what I did. And so many times when I see students that I met 20 plus years ago, some recognize me right off, and then I have to ask them now to be sure, what's your name again?
Uh-huh.
And then they will remind me, and they don't talk about the things that created conflict in their lives.
That's correct.
They talked about the things that made a difference in their lives.
That's correct.
And that's what, in my opinion, teaching and education is all about, making a difference.
That's true.
Because all of us have had some difficulties in life.
Absolutely.
Maybe not as severe as others.
Yes, sir.
But because we know that there are storms in people's lives.
I'm glad you're saying that. Yes, sir.
Going into a storm, in a storm,
yes, sir,
or coming out of a storm.
It's awesome that you say that, because one of my pet peeves truly is that regardless of what's going on in my life, I don't allow it to come in that building.
Yes.
At all.
Yes. That's right. That's right. Amen. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
And you used some words.
Sir?
I said you used scripture.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You gotta work that in there.
You know what? I thought about that. There's so far you can go with Sandy and Wes. Yeah. I know where I'm at and what this building represents, this platform, and there's nowhere in the world we ain't gonna lift up the name of Jesus. I know all things are lawful and expedient, but I had to put that in there.
Information and inspiration.
Yes, sir.
Inspired by the word.
Yes, sir.